feel like a doormat. And there's like a thing where there's still respect for yourself. You respect yourself enough to know that, I mean, it may sound weird. Okay, so here's the thing. If a person has never been, like, when you can't relate to things, like say someone has been sexually abused or something like that throughout their life and stuff like that, person has this sort of fear of human beings and intimacy and different things because they were so violated in a way like that took all of that from them, and that they don't have that sort of like, they don't have the luxury of that, and they can't see how somebody, and like a person who's never had to deal with that or hasn't been sexually abused or something like that, they can't understand, like, why can't you trust someone? Like, because it's like you don't know. My whole world is shaped by that sort of event that has happened to me, and I don't know how to see it the other way because it's gone. Like, and so when you're in the same situation where you have this like feeling of, does this make me unstable or unhealthy that I allow this person to do that? It's like, it's just the ego that's holding on. Like, you're not doing anything. That's that person. Like, and that's just who they are if that's the case. And they may change. They might not be that person forever. They may get to a point where, like, God, like, no matter what that I've done, this person is just accepting of it. They don't think that I'm a piece of shit. They're not pushing, like, making me feel guilty for this. They don't need, like, the validation that I actually love them back the same way that they love me. And at some point, maybe that does click. And it doesn't have to, but I'm saying that's also a possibility where that person, like, grows emotionally to where they're like, holy shit, I get it now. Like, this is, maybe I should try it this way. And they do. Or they don't. I mean, like I said, it just, who cares?
Well, how long was it before you reconciled?
Probably like 18 months.
Okay, all right. So then there was a time period then where she had time to think about you and basically when you started to get back together as far as talking and, working through it, so to speak. So she, I mean, during that period, absolutely, she could have come to the conclusion that I almost threw away the best things that could have ever happened to me, and I have a second chance, so I'm not going to blow it because I love this person. So, yeah, absolutely. Then, sure, that person could change because they had an epiphany during that 18-month period. So, good for you. Yeah, absolutely, I agree. It can work.
Cool.
I love this stuff. It can work. It can work, and I don't want to discount that it can't work. But what I'm saying is that what you're talking about is a whole different ballgame. When you're talking about some deep-rooted things like sexual abuse and things like that, those are things that are not going to change. Those are things that person really needs to have some serious help and counseling on. There are some serious disorders that are caused from things like that, namely borderline personality disorders, narcissism,
drug addiction.
Things like that, and those things are like co-occurring disorders too. So, I mean, the thing is that you can't be the person who's there that is, oh, I am completely accepting of you, and I'm going to take you back in, all these types of things, because you're not helping that person at that point. You are actually hurting that person from actually going and helping themselves, because now they know that they have a person that is always, no matter what actions they take, no matter what they do, is always going to accept them back. Kind of like the parent of a drug user who their son always comes back and steals from them and is doing all these questionable things, but it's their kid, so they don't want them to get in trouble. And then one day their kid is dead in a gutter because, they never said, okay, enough is enough. You can't treat us this way, and you can't treat people this way. And so that is kind of a sticky issue, especially if you're talking about drug addiction and stuff, to where people have to work a program. People, when they get to a certain point, they have to work a program and be around and take some serious work on themselves, some serious time and some serious help through counseling and stuff. That being in a relationship with somebody and trying to do that is disastrous almost 100% of the time, because that's during a time period you have to be very selfish. You have to be very self-centered. You have to be, I am working on me and doing this, and just being with somebody romantically, especially somebody who is showering you with love and all this and everything like that, is not going to magically change something for somebody who's going through some serious things like addiction, sexual abuse, things like that. That somebody has to like be going through some serious counseling and stuff like that is really kind of where I'm going
that's
with
the
it.
accepting of it. They want that.
Go ahead.
But yeah, well, I'm saying that's what they want. They want to be counseling. They want to get that help. They want to do that because they're like you said. When you have an epiphany and you're like, look, I'm fucked up. I want to be with you, but I'm gonna sabotage it and ruin it if I don't get some help for real. And I want all the help that I can get. And I just and like I said, and you're still, there's still the ego that you're worried about. Like that's fine. I want you to love yourself. I want you to want to care about it and fix yourself and get it. Like, I don't want to distract you or take you away from that. I'm going to be there, period. I'm going to be there through you getting help. I'm going to be there through it doesn't, like you said, there's still just a thing. You cannot, violate your own expectation. You can't expect something to happen. Like, you have to just let it happen and be, in the moment. Not like what happened last time, what's going to happen again. Like, you have to be right here, right now, and stay that way.
But
and,
the question is,
you become an enabler, though.
The question is, do you love the person enough to say, I'm not going to be in a relationship with you until you get these things taken care of, as opposed to being like, okay, you're starting and trying to take care of these things right now. I understand that you're doing that, but I'm going to be in a relationship with you, and we're going to be together while you're going through that. Or do you love the person enough to say, you have to take care of this stuff on your own, and we're not going to be in a relationship with that person. And we're not going to be in a relationship until you get to that point. That doesn't mean that I don't love you. It doesn't mean anything like that. But you need to do this on your own.
And I'll be here when you're finished.
Yeah, I mean, there's a part of that. I mean, like I said, there's lots of different scenarios and different things that could play out. I mean, is that the best way? Maybe.
But that was the question. That was the question.
Is there another way, though? Yeah, no, I mean, of course. Like I said, I would do whatever it took. But, that's still like a thing of even who knows if that's the right. What if that person, is very much wants somebody to be there, not there. It's still like an inpatient thing. They're not with the person. They're in a program surrounded by doctors and therapists and learning their own thing. They may get once a week things. They may be able to earn phone calls to talk to somebody they want to talk to. There's steps and levels that you get to take through it. And why wouldn't I be like, listen, I don't think you should call me. We shouldn't talk. This is something you probably should, just go with on your own. When you figure it all out, give me a call. And I'm not saying that that cavalier, you would be that way. I mean, I'm sure the conversations would go different, but there are still times maybe you might be the reason. Like I said, there are people in my life, like you and Roman and Sean. There's the people in my life that I think about to motivate me to do things. And, and especially that girl. And there's a lot of things that the bad and the good. It's there's parts of me that are like, fuck you for leaving me, you piece of shit. I'm going to be the best motherfucker I can be. And, you're going to be sorry that I look. There's also parts of me that are like, I need to get my shit together too, because maybe I'm not the one who's good enough and the person that should be there to take care of her. Maybe I don't know how. I'm not smart enough or mature enough, and I still am too selfish to let you fucking sort of figure this out and da-da-da-da-da. Like, like, I still am focused on me too. Like, you're like, it's all about the other person. It is what we kind of make it seem like if this person can do this and they got to do this and it's their decision, it's yours, they are going to let you do this. They're going to, like, you have to be, we've like neglected to talk about kind of like what, it's important who you are too. Like, you have to keep focusing on getting a better career, getting more mature and intelligent, and, understanding what you want too. I mean, and at that same time, like, is it unfair? I mean, that's like against it. So, okay, this person can't also have respect for you while they're going through these traumatic experiences. Yes, they are, and they can. But I think once you reach a level of understanding and information about it, you're like, okay, I can do both of these. Yes, I need to work on myself. Yes, I really need to work with this person too, because it's important to me. This is the reason I'm working on myself. And I don't think it's bad for a person to be a reason. Like, I want to be the best version of me so I can be with this person, and I want them to be around because it motivates me to stay on track, and I keep them focused, and they stay in my heart, and this is what I'm going to do. And I don't think it's like, if you take that away from them, that one spark of even reason of it, then it's like, ugh, do I really even want to do this? Like, maybe I don't. Like, if it's just,
well,
there's lots
okay.
of things.
There was a guy that I had dated. I didn't know that he was doing meth because he just always seemed upbeat. Honestly, it took about a year, and I wasn't happy about it. And then he would take off with his friend 2 days, come back. I'm like, where were you? He's like, I was just hanging out with Jeff. I'm like, no call, no nothing. I mean, I was worried about you. I'm all right. I made it back. I'm like, yeah, you did. He's like, I'm sorry, I'll call you next time. I'll let you know. I'm like, okay. We were living together. Well, this went on. We were together for, 3-4 years? About 3.5 years. And I told him that, because I was actually supporting him. He didn't have a job. He kept saying he was going to get a job. But my love for him was just so intense. And, I felt bad for him as far as, him not having any stuff. So I was actually funding that. And then I had come to a point where I'm like, okay, I can't do this anymore because I can't keep supporting both of us and your habit. And then you go and give whatever you have that I give you away. It's not your stuff to give away, your cigarettes, your drugs, whatever. This got to stop. So we broke up. But every time he called, I was there. And I gave him money because he was broke. He called me Pookie. Pookie, you got a few bucks? Can you give me a few bucks? I'm so broke right now. I'm so hungry. I'm like, all right, what am I going to say? No? I still cared for this person. It took about 7 years. Found out that he ended up getting some girl pregnant. Now he's raising a daughter with this woman, getting jobs on and off. And then he ended up dying in his sleep last September, I found out. But I don't think that he ever gave up the drugs. And it broke my heart, because he was 47. And now his daughter has no dad. The wife is left, and she, I don't know about her, but anyway, but the daughter, she looked just like him. And now she has no dad. So I don't think he ever gave up the drug habit. And so, now he's left him behind. But it was a thing that every time he called, I was there. Even though I may have moved on later, was in a relationship. I called, 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, where are you at? I can't stay. I just got to drop this off and go. He's like, I know, I understand. But I was there, and I hate myself now because, I'm not hate as far as living with so much guilt because he died because it was his problem. But I helped enable that problem for a little while, and I want to say it's because I loved him. But how could I love somebody that I'm enabling them to kill themselves, basically, by letting them purchase drugs. So.
Well, it's one of those things, and I mean, and that's a that's a sad story, and it's not an uncommon story, right? And that's the same type of situation.